Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It's been 3 months, and finally, as I said in the previous video, I'd be back, and no one would be better back with than my co-host Karl. How are you doing, bro?
I am very well, thank you. I'm really glad to be back as well too.
You've been quite busy with the podcast. You want to update everyone what you're doing yourself?
Yeah, I've been other than been working. I have been doing some podcast appearances with Statman Stubbs, very much on every Tuesday. It's been going quite well actually, and and I've been even trying to get our channel as well, the Totally Your Football podcast. I know Doug is busy, so is Reagan being back at uni as well. So we've been busy, but I've had the time to myself to make sure I still kept up to date.
Yeah, I think if anyone's seen my last video, I put it on Saturday. I just need a total break. I think work, life, college, I hadn't sorted out. And the stuff that's going on, I don't know if I mentioned to you what was going on at college. There's an incident where a lad, he was, I still don't know what I'm allowed to totally share, but he'd been out of order. Comments had been made, and due to agreement with the college, we make students were not allowed to share much on a platform, but it led to us being at home from when I got to Manchester at the end of September, middle of September. So I was basically trapped in the house all week, on an iPad 9 hours a week, 18 hours a week, and I can't run a podcast for another 90 minutes a week.
Yeah, but
I was just like, I just needed to stay away from anything that was online. I watched podcasts, but gotta be honest, I totally just didn't put in touch with anything that was going on. Obviously, the last thing we really spoke about was obviously the breakaway from Sam Radio and that, which that seems like years ago now. It feels like years ago now because
it does. It certainly does like because
I think the last podcast I was on was the Totally Horn Football podcast with yourself and Rian.
Yeah,
which ended up a bit of a slagging show for yourself. So.
It is, yeah. I know, absolutely. It's been very hectic, I have to admit, since leaving, but it's calmed down a little bit better now, actually. So hopefully.
No, it's been mad because the last time we spoke, United were flying. Obviously, what we're going to first talk about. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ended up sacked. Yes, I'm on. Yes, I'm still behind him. I still love him. But yeah, tenure ended Sunday, which I found quite emotional. Did say a couple of bad things on Twitter, but I just told fuck off. And then I actually seen somebody I respect in the United community commenting basically on what I said, and I was like, oh, I'm such a dick. So I was like, right, I'm just going to put there in a fucking tweet, I lost my shit. And the man should be respected no matter what, because, never mind what he'd done as a manager, he was an unbelievable football player. Take 99 away from it, I look at the season 2003 when we won the title. He took David Beckham's place on the right-hand side for the majority of the season. That's no mean feat considering the footballer Beckham was. Unbelievable. And people got to go and look at his goal record. I mean, pretty sure he loved the goal against Leeds as well.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. That's the last thing I needed to have. So
no, but came for, I think it was 975 grand or something. Scored on his debut. He was also sent on his first season. I can't remember who it was against. I think it was Southampton or something. Might have been against yourselves. Somebody's bearing down and go, Ollie's the last man with the keeper, and he halves him. And I think that just opened him up to United fans. And he's finishing, I mean, find me a better finisher. Coming on as a sub, the ultimate super sub, to come on, and you need a goal. Always sit right there. Don't even worry about it. But even without his playing gear, he came into the club when we were so far in disarray in November 2018 and opened up with a 5-1 win against his former team, Cardiff. Obviously goes on that unbelievable 12-game unbeaten run.
Yeah, that was huge, you lot.
It was massive. I mean, don't get me wrong, we went 6-6. So, you know, it shows how competitive the Premier League was in 2018, trying to get into that top 4.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was quite lucky. I own a house when Ollie got in charge. And I remember Paris. I remember having beers. I can't remember if the boys were with me. The boys must have been, because my front room was covered in beer. It was all going nuts because none. Like, I think it was myself, Craig, Reece, and Adam, and none of it. No one likes PSG, right? No one, because of all the money, right? So we've all. I mean, Adam's a Liverpool fan, and he cheered. I think it was more caught up because we beat PSG. We wouldn't have marked the team, but we all went nuts. I mean, I literally threw my beer at the other side of the room, and I was like, "Shit, that's a glass bottle." I just don't really care. I'm going to get another and just shoot the beers, and we may as well have been in Paris. God. We may as well have been in Paris. Just what they said, Craig round, I was like, Craig, need more beer. There's not enough beer in it. So I've run out of Tesco's, which was like sort of adjacent to my house. So like run round, grab a couple of cases of beer, back in, because everyone was shutting at 12, so there's no point going out.
Yeah, true.
For maybe an hour and a half. And I'm trying to think, did he get the job in the March permanently, which I got caught up in it. I was like, give him the job, doesn't matter what.
I did remember it was after that game you got the job. Yeah.
And I remember Rio going, pick on, track down, give him whatever he wants. And I was like, you know what, if we're saying it, then no, I'll back any manager in RG United. Apart from
as you would,
Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, well, yeah, true.
See, even at that, I'd still support the club. Don't need to support the manager. You support the club. Hated Mourinho towards the end. So toxic. We're going to lose Pogba. But you know, progress upon progress. Gets rid of half a team, basically, that summer. And the sort of Christmas afterwards. And you sort of get the team he started with, the team, you know, that leaned up against Watford. It's chalk cheese for teams. I know the last couple of months we've been horrendous. Trust me. I've took the stick. I can hold my hands up and go, not good enough. Yeah. He's probably ended up my job. I never ever wanted to get sacked, but he needed to go when he went, because it could have got worse, and no one wants him to lose that status that he's got at the club.
Why do you think the Man United board didn't let him go but during the international break? Why did he think that? Why did it take so long to make that decision in the first place? And then, you know, now you're looking for an interim manager, which I think is going to be the worst thing ever, because no one doesn't want the interim manager title. That is going to be a bit of a ballistic, you know, for managers who wants to come in.
An interim to a permanent. I've watched a couple of videos on it today, sort of vibe with 5. And the names were like, I'm not inspired by many of them apart from, what's his name? Ralph Rachner or whatever. I can't pronounce his name.
Ralph Rangnick. Yeah, Ralph Rangnick. Yeah.
I like the idea of him and possibly a Den Tag as a dad at the end of it. Because nobody wants that job right now.
No.
I know Pochettino's going to be able to do the job continuously, and I actually watched my video from Jose being sacked and said I would have had him because I thought he looks like a fit for United. And then just watching Tottenham just go on that downward spiral from that year, I was like, nah. But supposedly he'd take the job on a heartbeat right now, which is madness when he's not even doing well at PSG.
Yeah, and the thing is, you have PSG this week as well, which is interesting. And
No, it's not.
one of the things it's not, because I thought we had a game against PSG.
Villarreal,
but
Villarreal and Chelsea for Carrick.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, because if Pochettino, because the situation is, we know that Zinedine Zidane is being literally job, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. What I will say, he does. I don't think he wants that job. I think he wants the PSG job, Zidane. That has probably been that long-term goal since he's not been back in management. He wants to be at PSG, and it's been talked about for quite a while.
The jobs he's been linked to are former clubs. I know he's not played for PSG, but he's also all been tipped for that. He's been tipped for the France job, and he was tipped for the Juve job before Allegri went back there. And I think a lot of I can see the basis of coming from a fan point of view. You look at the 3 European Cups in a row, and he went back there after that, and he won a league, and then his team, they basically sold his whole team off and brought in, the team he had last year.
Yeah.
Which is a very young squad, minus Benzema. And this summer they've lost Varane, Ramos. They've lost more players. No wonder.
Yeah.
They didn't have Varane and Ramos last season. They were continually injured. They were in a transitional season. And I think Benzema didn't play all season. He still scored 18 goals from last year.
Yeah.
But I can see why the fans want Zidane. The Ronaldo. I mean, if there's any man to get the best at Pogba and get him to stay, Zidane's a hero. That's why I wanted to go to Madrid when Zidane was there.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that was another question. Say he wanted to go to Madrid, and that didn't happen. But if, for example, if Zidane does come, do you think Pogba will sign a new contract?
He's going to hold. If he signs a contract, he's going to hold the club to rank for money. I mean, you think what's the on 375, 400 bags a week?
Yeah, Ronaldo's on half of that, $500,000.
He pays that off himself, man.
That is true.
I didn't have a toss what Ronaldo's on. Honestly, I couldn't care what Ronaldo's on.
I know you wouldn't care. No,
it's not even the fact he's a club legend, right? He's in that top percentile of players in the world, and him and Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, those players of these worlds deserve that money. That's why Mbappe and Messi and Neymar are at PSG, because they can afford to be paid that money. True. But I mean, it could turn out great. This could be a negotiation tactic with Pogba being like, listen, Zidane's coming in at the end of the season. There's your 4-year deal. There's 450 grand a week. He's going to build a team around you. But the thing is, he's 28, 29. He's a 93 birth, I think. So he's about the same age as me. So, it's going to be his last big deal as well.
It will be.
It'll be his last big deal. The sad thing, I don't think we've ever seen the best Paul Pogba, not at Juve and not at United.
Well, I love to agree, but I think I disagree. I did see most of his best, a little bit better at Juventus, not fully, but I did see the best, the best.
Some of the stuff he done at Juve was unbelievable, but you've got to look at the midfield he had next to him.
Pirlo.
He had Pirlo, Claudio Marchisio, Arturo Vidal, absolute workhorses, and a genius like Pirlo next to him. He's never had that at United.
No.
What's he had? McFred, Herrera, Carrick, and Matic. Now, McFred, you can have can say what they want about it. I won't have any disrespect on Scott McTominay. And Fred, for all he does, people say he does badly. His energy and all that has been so key to all his turn and charge. Look at him in all the big games. City, Liverpool, Tottenham, the PSG games, Leipzig. Fred's in the squad, Fred's in the team. So, guess that's... I mean, I have got a thing. I don't think we should be starting McFred every game.
No.
I think everyone got a bit pissed at that.
Do you think as well with Van de Beek, who scored the last goal of Ollie's tenure, do you think he will now get more chances now?
He should have had more chances, anyway. I know I've said previously in the chat, mate, there's tons that saying he's not proven he hadn't, but where's his chances? I think the best game he played, I think it was against Leipzig at home, we smashed them 5-0. And Rashford got that hat-trick inside 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And his quality that night, I think that was a midfield of... It was Fred McTominay in the whole... We played Diamond. And it was Fred, Pogba, Fernandes and Van de Beek. I was just talk football. It's probably one of the best games I've ever watched from United under Ole.
Yeah, and I was hearing rumours that Van de Beek did not fit the personality style that the squad has. I'm like, what? How can that be effective? Why?
What does that mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to ask you. What does it mean?
I've never actually heard that. I just heard he just hadn't acclimatised himself to English football.
No, there was some article. There was something I saw today about this. I was like, really? You say about his personality? How can that be done?
You know what? I always liked his personality. I always liked the fact he was on Vibe 5 with Ollie Howson and Joel Baer, and he couldn't speak highly enough of Ollie. And you know what? Something in me, right, was wanting to go, no, Ollie's a cunt. He's not fucking playing me. I won't fucking play, and I should be head of A2 bums. Maybe that's me loving a Roy Keane someone. But he just seemed like a genuine good guy and would, do anything for anyone.
I get that. Yeah.
There's no assholes in football anymore.
No, true.
You look at the holding midfielders now, even just in England. Karl Phillips, Declan Rice. None of them are assholes, man.
I know. It's true in a way.
It's a new generation of football. I know it's a generation of football, but I don't know. This whole thing about, he doesn't fit the character. Who's saying that? Roy Keane?
No, it wasn't Roy Keane. Yeah, if it was Roy Keane saying that, then yeah, you probably...
Yeah, I'd see where it's coming from. I'd love to see who's trying to say that. What was it?
I will send you that.
Athletic.
No, what in the Athletic? So it was in one of the. It was on someone's sports Bible. Someone at the club said something about this. I'm like, no, I'm not believing this. So I will send you the link, and I will say it will be rubbish from your turns, and I probably agree. But you might have the ego thinking, what? If this is true, but like what you said about Van de Beek, he was very positive. Wasn't that negative about the manager? So
I mean, even yesterday, I followed him on Instagram, right? Said, listen, thank you for the chance to play for this football club. What an unbelievable thing. All the best. He won't be happy not playing. No one's not happy not playing. But he handled this with a bit of caring. If anyone trying more on Saturday to save that game against Watford, it's Donny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Forever getting on the ball and wanting to go forward. So, if that came from someone at the club, somebody's getting their P45. Because you cannot say that against a football player.
It was someone from the club. It was somebody from the club said that. Somebody from the club said that. And I do remember seeing that bit. So, yeah.
You can't do that. You can't. It might not be a Manchester United player.
No, it'll be someone official behind the scenes. It will be official. There won't be a player. It'll be official.
Somebody's in serious trouble then. The thing is, right, if he wasn't a sort of Man United player, who's his director of football at Ajax?
Edwin van der
Edwin van
Sar.
der Sar, who's Man United's greatest ever keeper.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one.
I take it away from Peter Schmeichel with the City stuff. So, I'm not a hater of Peter Schmeichel, I just don't like him. The whole City thing stings me. Didn't care if they were rivals at the time. It still seems it would be like, De Gea going to Leeds popping us 3-0 and De Gea the cartwheel sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. I play that in my head right now, actually. Yeah.
It's like how you see Rio. You fucking hate Rio. You know what I mean? It's the same thing for me.
I know.
But I'm trying to think who else has been linked to a job. Dentag, I've got a thing for Dentag.
I like him.
I
like
love watching Ajax. Somebody who's I've seen mentioned, and I'm nicking this off Vibe with Five again. So sorry. Lauren Blanc mentioned on an interim basis. I know he's doing well in Qatar, but what's Qatar in football all about anyway?
Yeah, because Barcelona just got Xavi from Qatar as well. So what is it's true. Head tag would be good.
I look at the squad and I look at the players there, and I think he'd be a great fit. Right, I look at it and go, and it was the win against Dortmund a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Destroyed Dortmund. Dortmund's brilliant. You know what I mean? Dortmund are still playing well, and the fact they lost Sancho in the summer. But you know what? I don't think there's any outstanding candidates for the job. A lot of people spoke about Conte, but I think he's a diet Mourinho. I think he's Mourinho with a diet in him. And I think that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Don't get me wrong, some of his passion I love. I love his passion for his clubs. But he never leaves a club in a good state, does he?
No, especially with Chelsea.
Chelsea left him in 10th. After winning the league.
Yeah. And then into the situation was just due to money. It was
to be fair, they sold Lukaku. He said, "You sell Lukaku, I'm going." So, I mean,
he did say that.
Assuming left Uni, who took over? Allegri.
Allegri took over.
So that's just they just went like that, didn't they? They're still doing 9 in a row at that point.
They was in the process of doing 9 in a row. Yeah, they were just in the process of doing that.
He left Italy. They were a mess until Mancini took charge. You know what I mean? And
I know.
Mancini's a hell of a coach, I tell you. If he had, if he hadn't had the City job, I'd have liked him. Because I really like Roberto Mancini.
Yeah,
the way he got that. Yeah, he's a good coach and he's hell of a dresser.
He's a hell of a dresser.
Do you know something, right?
The suit, when he had the suit behind, yeah. I remember that quite well.
See, when he sort of loved how he always had City scarf on. Like that, he was like that. This is my club.
But he did it at every club. He did it every single. He did it into it. Yeah, embraces it from day one.
I like that with manager. I really like that with manager. You know, Bob Orr.
Yeah.
Like, you look at Elsa, he's totally embraced Leeds. He's took us into there. He went to stayed for another fourth
season, yeah.
Fourth season, you know.
Yeah.
But I watched all his ex-interview after.
That was interesting because I didn't see a manager do something like that in my life, you know.
I think it shows what a man is. Now, I've got a message for Jamie O'Hara, by the way.
Oh dear.
You call his interview cringeworthy. You know what cringeworthy, Jamie O'Hara? Your fucking football career, pal.
Oh, he's gone down that road. It's a high road. Take the hard road.
Mate, no fuck yourself. Like, if you watch it, it's a weird thing to do. It is, but always a weird sort of character.
Yeah.
You get to the end of that interview and he's really in tears. You know, he's lived by being He's lived 2 of my dreams. He's played for United. He's won the He's won the European Cup. And he's fucking managed United. People got to look at. He actually he's gave United back its soul. You look through the sort of squad. Greenwood, Mason fucking Greenwood. We wouldn't have heard of Mason Greenwood in the first team if Josie was still there. We don't give a fuck. True. First of all he does is bring, look at the youngers he's brought through into the team. The young players he's bought. I think Bruno's his best signing, but that's water is wet. Bruno's a brilliant player. You know what I mean? It's one of them.
Yeah, it is.
But, all of us some special nights. I mean, look at the last night with the fan before COVID. Scott McTominay, 40 plus yards, low over Ederson. Yeah. Man, look at his record against Pep. Nobody's got that record against Pep. Suppose it's a Norwegian teacher, by the way.
Yeah.
But, something in that interview I seen, you see the human side to Ollie. And he's been living apart from his kids and wife because they went back to Norway because it was open after COVID.
Yeah.
So, my thing is, Ollie, go home. Honestly, go home, spend some time with your kids. You'll always be welcome back, a legend. I don't even care what anybody says. You look at some of the abuse he's taken off some of the Facebook pages, especially a certain Stand page, which I'm blocked off Twitter by, which I'm fucking proud of that, by the way. I know some people who've worked with that page are good people. Who haven't been on that page for a long time. Mine and Douglas's friend, Karl, who is an absolute ledge. He was on them there quite a few times for what I believe. And then in, that video I was always sharing from Devils.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't even share that anymore. I can't even share it anymore, which is such a pity. But no, right time for Ollie to go. Thank you for everything. I've done a 6-thread tweet about it. And I just thought, thanks for the memories, Ollie. You'll always be welcome back, a legend. It's not like he's leaving United like Lennon left Celtic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It kind of reminds me of, when Kenny went back to Liverpool and they sacked him to bring in Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah.
And Kenny's not lost his status. I'm not saying they're on the same wavelengths as legends because Kenny Dalglish is number 1 or 2 legend at that club with Gerrard.
Yeah, I agree.
But it should just be thanks for everything. Go rest up. We'll see you back at the stadium. We'll see you back once this all calms down.
Yeah, true.
But staying on the Premier League, I think it's best to move on to you guys. I know you have got a fucking injury crisis. What the what's going on, man? Is it second season syndrome?
I don't know what's got. Look, I think we've screwed over with the transfer window we've had this summer. We've screwed up. We've screwed up big time. I think what we saw during the Firpo is not being really good. We've been very, very disappointed. Really disappointed in him.
How much did you pay for him?
£13 million, rise up to 16.
30?
13.
Oh, 13. All right, that's not too bad. Give me 1 second to shut the door.
Sure. Yeah. £13 million we paid for him, and it's not been. I question myself, why do we not keep Alioski? I question myself a little bit more now. Why do we not do more to keep him for another season?
Yeah. Cracking player, man. I remember watching him in the Championship, Alioski, and thought, fucking player, man. Like, just shouldn't like Leeds players, but there's a couple I do. Fucking Luke Aylin's one of them.
I know. I don't know what the thing is. Cool. I read the article from Phil Hay today in the Athletic, and it was. I think there was questions of the squad. I think that January needs to be. I know we don't. Sometimes people buy you to buy players in January, but I
Yeah,
don't care. I really don't care at the moment. I think we need to now do something now because our central midfield, yes, getting Forshaw back is good, but it's not good enough when we have players.
it's
Like
Adam
Bamford,
Forshaw. Adam Forshaw's 31.
yeah,
With all due respect to Adam Forshaw, was he not out on loan,
no, he
or
was
was he
injured
injured?
for nearly for over a year, nearly 2 years. Coming to yeah, he was injured, and we missed that presence. So he had it along with Phillips, and at the moment, we just lack of you saw our substitution bench. You can see there was a lack
Just
of
kids,
huge things. Just
just
kids.
kids.
I know we have to buy it to the future, right? But it's not.
What
That's
about
not
the
how we're
current?
supposed to be.
What
Yeah,
about the
exactly.
current?
The current. Exactly. What is about the current? And Tyler Roberts, he is a championship player. He's never been pro player. Whenever time he plays on the last few months, it's not been good enough. He's not been good enough at all.
He's still
And
only 21. You gotta remember that he's still only 21, man.
I
He's a
know,
young lad.
but he's about 21, 22, but he's supposed to develop it now of being in the Premier League for a year. He's supposed to be better. It's just not come well for Bielsa. And this is a question now because what I have heard as well, why the 49er enterprise, the San Francisco 49ers, have bought up to 44% of stake at the club.
Toffee.
That sounds to so here's the thing. That sounds to me that Andrea Radizani might not be part owner in the next 2 years. I'm going to say minimum. It looks like the 49ers will buy the club outright, and
Just be
Radizani
careful.
is not.
I'm gonna tell you one thing from experience with our manky lot, the owners. You just fucking watch yourself with American owners.
Well, that's the thing, but knowing the history of the York and the DeParto family, I've been a American football fan. They have been very generous of bringing the Super Bowl champions, about 4 times Super Bowl winners to the 49ers, and they want to invest in the stadium as well as the other things. And I think that's why it was in Renaissance only what net was half a billion. I think the York family, Jed York, and around about over $2.5 billion net worth.
Yeah,
So there's a question: is
there's money there.
there's money there, but it's not going to be used on players, which I heard about. I'm like when they invested, it's only like £57 million they bought, to put into the club at the moment. But at the moment, we just need players. At the moment, we need in the midfield. As when Bamford's in,
Mate, he's a light up front, right? Now, as good as Bamford's going to be, as good as Bamford is, right? He's a streak scorer.
yeah, he is.
People think I'm daft saying this, but Rooney was the same. He was a streak scorer. He'd score 6 and 6 and then no score for 6. And I think Bamford's the same. I think Leeds is his club finally. He's finally found his home. Right, but when he's not up front, who you got? That Gildart. Is it Gildart? His name is?
Joe Gillard. Yeah, Joe
Gildart.
Gillard.
He looks a player, man. Looks a
He
player.
looks
But
a
he's
player.
young.
He's
What,
young.
19? 18,
19 now, yeah.
And I think the thing about Leeds, what position are you in the league?
We are now still 17th, I think.
Mate, it's going into it's fucking nearly the end of November, man.
Look,
I think Andrew Walker's called it again.
I know he's going to call it again. I don't want to fucking say it, but I feel like he's in my head. He's right. He's decided to be right a little bit now because if we don't get any more players in January, I think that's such a season that the way just going down because you see the other teams who've got new managers come in and
Newcastle,
1 or 2
Norwich,
Villa as well.
Villa,
it's just
Villa get Gerrard and they get 2-0 win. Norwich get a 2-1 win.
Yeah.
Newcastle look like they've got something about them again.
Yeah.
Burnley and Palace. I was lucky to be off due to COVID reasons. Work on Saturday, right? So I was sitting here doing the new intro for the channel, and sitting watching the goals coming out. Going, what the fuck's going on? Even the United game, I was going 4-1. Jesus, this is going to be a high scoring. It's going to be a high scoring night. The night. I couldn't bring myself to watch Match of the Day though.
I know.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I just question everything at the moment. What's going on? It's not been good. It's not been good, and I think everyone's sussed this out. Everyone knew they were going to suss this out. You know,
You've got one way of playing. I think me and you said this a couple of times on here, right? I thought you had sorted that at the back end of last season, but I mean, he's took the lead against Tottenham. Tottenham aren't fucking great, by the way. They're not a great team. United beat them 3-0. What?
3 weeks ago, yeah.
2-3 weeks ago, and we just came off a 5-0 pumping off Liverpool. So have they got that new manager bounce? Maybe. Because Conte's a nut job. You've got to work. You've got to work your nuts off.
You saw the reaction. He was trying to get the fans up, but he was willing for it. You could saw the fans, and that's where you saw the turning point. For shit, here we go. You know, and I knew that was going to happen.
It's like you poke the bear when Dan James scores, which I'm never going to deny Dan James a goal because I liked him at United. I did.
Yeah, he just had a poor start, just a poor 3 games for us.
The thing is, right? He started the first game of the season at United. You know what I mean? And obviously, finally gets his move to Leeds, which I'll take 20 million off you for Dan James.
I know you would.
Like 40 games for United in 2 years.
Yeah,
Leeds always looked like a good move for him, and you seen at the end. I mean, you said it before. At the end of the Leeds documentary, when he never got that move, he wasn't in a great place after it.
No, he wasn't. No, I think his form did at Swansea quite a bit after that.
Yeah, it did. And somehow Swansea still took 12 million off United for him.
Yeah, I know.
But, you know, I think on Dan James, I think his dad would be so proud of him.
Yeah, he had.
Obviously, his dad passed away just before he got his United move, so...
Yeah.
Well done on the lad. I always got a little smile on my face when you sort of see him do well.
Yeah, I know, it's true. I think Mezier was at fault for the first goal. I don't know what he was doing.
What was he doing?
I don't know.
What's the goal again, Tam? It was one of them.
This has been an ongoing issue since the start. Since his decision making is laughable. It's laughable from my point of view.
Do you want to know something? It looked like De Gea's for a couple of years ago.
I know.
We finally got the old David De Gea back.
That's what I was reminiscing for. When I've seen this before, yeah, David De Gea.
It just reminds me. It just doesn't look. But the thing is, I don't know, right? Because of your injury situation, right? I don't know if it's because he's not got a consistent back four in front of him.
He's not had a consistent back four. You know, that has been an issue.
Liam Cooper's been injured in and out. Now, the 2 games he's just played for Scotland, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I wasn't for him playing for Scotland. And he was solid as a rock the last 2 games. So hopefully, good form, he can breed that. But it's just weird. Like, he's doing so well last season. You sit your dip in form because of injuries. I think...
And squad depth as well.
There's no... What squad depth? There's none.
There's none at all. Yeah, I agree.
What did you sign? Who did you sign in the summer there? Jack
Harrison, Junior Firpo. That's pretty much it.
We spoke about this in the summer. You just needed 5-6 players.
We did. And I
beef up that bench. Jack Harrison to sign permanent. And, we did say another winger. And Dan James went in as that.
I think because we didn't get Conor Gallagher, I think that screwed up my transfer.
You were meant to get him on loan, weren't you?
Yeah, until Palace beat us, and that's why I think we've not been the same.
Fit like,
yeah, everyone knew that. That Victor Orta knew that. So did Bielsa. We all knew that. We all did. And then all of a sudden,
player, man. And look at he's doing bits at Palace now.
I feel like Palace will sign him permanently now because Chelsea. And how he's going to get back in that Chelsea squad next season, I do not know.
Because the likes of Bartley and that will be away. So, and you don't know if Tuchel rates him or not.
No, yeah. See, Barkley has been linked with us and his option to buy. I'm not having him. I'm sorry, I'm not having him. He's been linked with us. I'm like, no.
Barkley's that like. Now I rated him so highly at Everton. Because I thought he was the second coming of Rooney.
We all
How
did.
fucking wrong were we all? Even for England, you would have thought, right, Rooney's going, we'll just slot Barkley in there.
Well, these things, because Barkley had a spell with us
I was
a
about to
couple
say,
of
he was
years
on loan
ago.
at you, wasn't he?
2013, he was on loan with us, and he was at
I remember.
Sheffield Wednesday the year before, and he came to us. Yeah,
He's went Sheffield Wednesday and then Leeds.
yeah,
That's you can't do that.
I know.
Even as a lone player, you shouldn't be doing that.
Well, yeah, I know, and that's the thing because we were like,
Because there's a bit of
they caused us a
between
bit of
you
rivalry. Yeah, they caused us a
yes.
bit of rivalry. You know, I think it's been less a little bit more
See, the
less
thing is,
now.
right? If somebody like Barkley came in, right, you just don't need to play Tyler Roberts every week. Because I think Barkley done well at Villa last year until he got his injuries.
Yeah, he did. I know.
But it's mental to see you 17th, and I just keep saying, looking at, even my dad saying this is second season syndrome from Leeds, and he was saying that last year about Sheffield United.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what? When I looked at financial fair play, we still had money to burn actually, and it was just under £100 million. Yeah, because we spent a lot last season. Yeah, and we've got to clear. But for looked at the regulations, that like teams like Everton couldn't spend no money. We were like the 9th or 10th best team to spend, had a lot of money to spend, which we should have done. But Bielsa just decided not to invest in it much. So it's been a bit of a nightmare. And that's why I'm thinking, watch this space with the 49ers will buy Legion outright. Because that's where I think it will change.
We're going to go off on another tangent here, right? But even if the 49ers buy it, the Premier League aren't going to allow you to spend this money.
Exactly.
The top six will not allow you to do it. Look at what they're doing in Newcastle right now. It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace, and I think they'll do the same thing to West Ham with their new bit who's got
especially
where
West Ham are sitting right now. Right, they're probably going to get Lingard in January, and I hope Jesse goes. I hope he does. For Christ's sake, Jesse, go and live your best life, lad.
He should have gone this summer. He should have gone
this summer. And to go back to Ollie, he's made a horrible promise to Jesse. And the thing is, the thing is, see, at the start of the season when he was coming on, he was making an impact.
Yeah.
And then he lost trust in him. I don't understand why. Because, a bit like Rashford and that, he's one of us, right? He went to West Ham and he was unbelievable. Got himself in the England squad. Wrongly didn't get taken to the Euros.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Because he would have done better than Foden did. I think Foden's got, bright lights. The guys are start.
Yeah, I know.
I know something. I quite like that with personality. Got to be honest, showed a bit of personality about him, but I think it was a bit of deer in the headlights. But just you need to beef that squad up.
Yeah,
you need impact subs. You need an impact sub.
We do.
I mean,
we're not had that.
I look back at, when you said the likes of Roof and all that up front. I think I'm going back 3-4 years ago now. But when you had Roof, you had Bamford and that, No, Roof left, Bamford came in, didn't he?
No, they were both
there together.
The same time.
You could have one or the other. You've not got that.
Nope.
And something. I wouldn't put it past you to go back in for him. Because he's not getting his game at Rangers at the moment.
I know. That's the interesting thing. I'm like, that's a probably player we do kind of need.
You know what I mean? And he's not going to cost loads of money.
No.
And he's not going to, I think he'd accept being on the bench.
But I think he knows he will score 1 or 2 goals in the Premier League to keep, that impact. We all know that. And
he's a goal scorer.
He's a goal scorer. I think Bielsa needs to drop this small squad thing now because it's not working out for us a second.
And you look at United a couple of years ago, mate, when it was Pereira and McFred. How bad were we to watch?
Very bad, yeah.
Yeah. And my phone's going a bit nuts, but never mind. I look at Leeds and I'm going, see when we destroyed you in the first game of the season, I was like,
yeah,
there's fuck all on that bench. There's what? Somerville, the winger.
Yeah, Costa was still there.
Yeah. The only reason I know a hell of a lot about your squad is because I went them on FIFA, and it was maybe a year ahead of what it is now. And so I sort of know you've got
Yeah.
McCallnott and all that there, and who's the that other young midfielder? Shackleton.
Shackleton, yeah.
They're young midfielders, man. I mean, as much as kids are going to get you so far, in I mean, could be starting calling this a relegation battle if this gets to Christmas and you are still in trouble.
Yeah, I look at our relegation schedule is not really good because we got Liverpool on Boxing Day and then Burnley on New Year's Day as well. So our fixture list is going to be very, very
Do you fancy Phil Jones?
Fucking hell. I have to see this as a thing because can Bielsa turn him around? I don't know. I don't know if
Again, another one who's not actually a bad player. He's just been crucified with injuries. Absolutely crucified with injuries. Sort of fits Leeds' bill, doesn't it? Crucified with injuries. Leeds, come on in. No, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you
Firpo's
mean.
been injured, Harrison's been injured, Dan James was injured for a bit.
I know. Fucking
I think
hell. Even Rodrigo Rafinha was injured at the last minute. I'm like, what the fuck? I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh shit.
I seen the Leeds team for Sunday there, and I was Saturday, and I was like, who the fuck's this guy? You know what I mean? You know, he's paid a lot of money for Rafinha and Rodrigo as well. You know, there's been a lot of money spent, and those guys won't have relegation clauses either.
No, they don't. They don't. I know that.
So,
my mind, they don't.
You know what I mean? That could be another financial fair play bugger up for you. You've got to look at that as well.
Well,
so I think money's going to need to be spent in January.
Yeah.
So you can stay up, and then is this the end of the road for Bielsa at the end of the season? Does he have enough?
I feel like it's going to be, it will go one or two ways. One, they stay up. I think he probably will go. That is what
It feels like the end of a cycle to me. It's come towards the end of the
cycle.
But the problem is it's not going up the way. This is on the. You know what I mean?
But all of these last managerial jobs have not gone beyond 3 seasons. That's the thing. So he's not.
It's like a Jose, isn't it?
Yeah.
The 3-season wonder thing. Not going to ask you who you think's right for the job because it's
no. So it's way too early.
I've got a bit. You know my thing for Bielsa.
I know.
I love the guy. I mean, his athletical team is just unreal.
Do you know what? I'm going to ask you this. After when he spanked you lot back in 2012 when he was at Bilbao, do you think he would have been a perfect replacement for Ferguson when he retired?
No, the two perfect replacements would have been Ancelotti or Mourinho.
Right. Okay.
However, I would have loved him, but that squad wouldn't have been conducive to his style of play because we had an aging squad.
Yeah.
Right. I just look at the players that were over 30. Right, half at the back four. Paddy, Evra, Vidic, Rio. They would have all had to go. Van Persie, Rooney, Giggs.
Carrick.
Carrick would have been fine under Bielsa.
True, yeah.
Carrick would have been fine under Bielsa. Kagawa would have been perfect. I think Rooney would have been fine because Rooney would have just destroyed everyone. That would have been the perfect time to move him back into midfield.
Yeah.
And play that, that sort of Rafinha role where he's not a number 10, but he's not a number 8.
Wait. Yeah.
It would have been the perfect thing. Tom Cleverley, Anderson, Nani. You know what? It could have been the perfect storm. It could have been. But who did he go to after that? Was it Lille?
It was no. So after when it was Athletic, I think he went to Lazio. No. I think it was either Marseille or Lazio.
Hold on. Shouldn't use my phone in a podcast, but fuck it. It's getting used. Somebody's.
It was definitely Leo and Matt. It was sorry.
Marco Bielsa.
It was either Lazio, but he didn't stay that long, and I think he went to Marseille.
He's Marseille. Yeah, I remember at Marseille. Give me a second. Just gonna get his managerial. So after you were right, after Bilbao it was Marseille for a year, Lazio, Lille, and then Leeds. So I was right. It was at Lille before yous.
Yeah. And look, it was. Do you know what the thing about that Lille squad as well? Because that I know they nearly got relegated, but look at where they are now. A few years later, of what he was trying to do, they won the league last season. So
Yeah, I know. You look at the likes of Renato Sanchez and all that there as
yeah,
well. I mean, the longest term he's done was Argentina boss. That was 98 to 2004.
that's
And
when
then
they
he
won
done,
the Olympics, the Olympic gold medal with
yeah,
Messi in
with
that
Messi.
squad.
And he done 4 years with Chile. And then after that, it's been 2 and 3 year spells. Well, 2 years at Bilbao, a year with Marseille, a year with Lazio, a year with Lille, and the 3 years with yourselves.
Yeah,
But it's not as if he's not been successful.
I know.
I still love his attitude with the interpreter. He can speak full English. You could go into a pub and order him a pint. He'd know what he's having.
I know. I know
Smoke,
that. I know.
smoking 20 fags at the side
I
of
know.
training. I just love that. Just a bit. He's a bit of a rogue.
He's a rogue. That's what we
Um,
all love at Island Road. Yeah.
I think we just love. He's a bit of a rebel as well.
Yeah.
Like
So I would call him El Loco. That's why he's been called El Loco.
he's a nutter.
He's a nutter, man. He's a nutter.
From one loss to weirdly another, I didn't see this one coming.
No,
Did
no,
not see
I
Hearts
didn't.
getting beat off Motherwell after Motherwell got pumped off Rangers before the international break, and yous are on. Wait, yous lost to Aberdeen before the
We
international break, didn't
did.
yous?
Yeah, 2-0. It was 2-1, I think. Yeah.
But
So
what happened there?
I don't know.
I thought you would run right over the top of them. Gotta be honest,
We
because
all get no.
I think the squad at Hearts is pretty good. You got the likes of Woodburn and Mackay and that up the top. Boise.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what really happened. I can't put one figure down. What was the reason why we lost? I don't know. It's a hard one because I just felt like when I looked at the result, I thought, oh fuck. I'm like, all right, yeah, this is a bit of a disappointment because we didn't expect to get this result. I think we were a bit of favourites, but I think Motherwell, a little bit later it was needed to do something after the international break because I thought after that I think that was a good time for them. I think it was
Yeah.
a bad time for us because we were on a road till before we lost Aberdeen. So I don't know. I can't pin it down. I think fair play to the guys at the Jambos because we have been playing well and we're being consistent. That's been the key thing. We're being very consistent.
And that you's doing well to put more pressure on us.
It is. And that's the thing because I think not being in the Premier Sports Cup, I think it's helped us a little bit.
You
But
you don't like the League Cup.
no, we don't. We never have
You haven't won it for so long.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So
who did you get knocked out by now? Is it Celtic? Yeah,
it was Celtic.
Celtic.
Yeah, it was Celtic. We got knocked out by Celtic. So this is the thing. So I think it was a little bit of a hangover from the last game against Aberdeen. I think we just didn't recover from that. I think it was probably the wrong time for us because I think if not international break, I think we would have won the game against Motherwell. So
tell you what, it would have been some game after the internet, like pre-international break. You just came off a bad loss. Dave came off a hammer, and it's came at a great time for them because they've just. I'm trying to think. Graham Alexander being the manager.
Yeah.
Weird fact, I actually met his son a couple of months ago.
Really?
I met his lad a couple of months ago in Bathgate at Dreadnought. And I was like, blown him in. I went, wait a minute, you look like the Motherwell manager. And he was like, aye, because he's my dad. I was like, shut up. So go out to the smoking area and we're just gabbing away. Follow each other on Twitter.
Yeah.
So sort of asked him a couple of questions. Like, what's Neville like? He went, he's a fucking ball bag. Not going to take that as a proper thing because there's a good amount of alcohol involved.
Not surprisingly, coming from you.
Well, this gig was the first gig since post-COVID with no restrictions.
Right.
So I got tossed about like an empty trachea in a mosh pit, mate. I went from one end of the room
To
to
the
the other
bed,
end of the room,
yeah.
and even I was like, how the all right, how am I over here? But yeah, his lad's a good lad. I don't know how the hell he got home from Bathgate to wherever. In fact, they live in I think they live in Glasgow, so I think
Glasgow,
there would have
yeah.
been trains for Bathgate. But no,
True.
he's a good manager, Graham Alexander. Really good
Yeah,
manager.
he's a good manager. He is. I liked
Um,
when he was at. I think he was a very good. He was a decent player as well when he was at Burnley. He was
oh
a very
yeah,
decent
hell of a
player.
player, man.
Yeah,
Hell of a
he's a
player.
legend. He's a legend at that club.
Burnley and Preston.
Mm.
Must have just been. Sounds like it's just one of those games for you. Lot. I'll be honest. Sounds like one of those games. I mean, you're still sitting third place anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, we are.
Just got to roll the sleeves up and go again next week.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have to roll sleeves. So
Who you's got?
I
Who
will.
you's got next week?
Oh, but yeah, I'm just gonna look at my calendar. And look at my calendar because I
I know
think
we've got. I
we
know
are.
we've got County midweek.
We got St Mirren this weekend.
The Hibs B team.
Yeah, Hibs B team. Yeah, so you know what? I'd be interested with that one. And actually, go to Hibs. I put this up. How the hell did you have a Rangers this weekend?
This one's for the Rangers fans because Rangers and Hampden don't fucking go.
No.
Rangers and Hampden don't fucking go in major cups. They just don't go. I mean, I've got to be honest. I thought we'd get pumped. I genuinely thought we were going to be on the end of a pumping here. When I seen the lineup, I thought, oh God, Deutsch is on the bench. I thought, you know, I thought we need a physical presence up front, but we just hit them on the counter, man.
Yeah.
And when you look at the stats, I mean, I think we had 4 shots, 3 were on target, and Boyle fucking destroyed them.
I know.
Got to say one thing. The 4 or 5 contracts we've just handed out, unbelievable. Jake Doyle,
I'm
he's just
glad.
signed an
Yeah.
extension.
I'm glad he did because I think that was huge because I know he was linked with a move earlier this.
He was unbelievable on Sunday. Unbelievable, the boy.
Yeah.
Big Doy just getting another contract. You know something? I'm going to say this quite openly. I wasn't for Paul Hanlon's extension.
No,
Right,
I saw you. I saw you.
You would have seen my tweet, right? And he goes and puts in a fucking performance like that. Where Paul Hanlon got home last night. Captain's armband, wallet, keys, Morelos. Absolutely pocketed the cunt. And, you know, Ryan Pontius answered his critics. The best thing about him is his post-match interview.
I saw
Absolute
it.
shithousery. If it doesn't get pulled, I'm going to put it just after this little bit. And Big Boiler with that hat trick. What a man. He's just a man for the big occasion. You know, scores against everyone now. I remember signing him. I remember first signing him for Dundee and I thought, who the fuck's this guy? And my wee mate Danny for Dundee, who watches the podcast, so Danny, cheers for Boiler, son. He's got Alex Harris. Alex Harris plays for Edinburgh City, I think, mate. You know, we got the good deal, didn't we? And he's just went from strength to strength, Big Boiler.
Yeah.
You know, been our best player for the last couple of years, and people are forgetting Scott Allen didn't play yesterday. Shout out to fucking Josh Campbell. Young lad in that midfield, covered every blade of grass. Kevin Nisbet was good yesterday. I think there's been some hella stick on all the team, because of the last 4 games without a win, and it's looked soulless at times.
Got
and
hit by
COVID
COVID.
hit and all that, and there's been a lot of stick handed out at the team. I've been one of them handing the stick out, and I've always been critical of Jack Ross not winning big games. Well, Kim, what we just got a boot in the balls.
Yeah,
We all got a boot in the balls, and Big Jack's just, you know, absolutely buzzing for him because he's just answered all his critics. I'm buzzing he's answered me back with it. You know what I mean? There's nothing better than doing that in front of 6,000 Hibs fans. That's all that was there. And anyone who thinks it's bad we've got 17,500, do you want to know something? The tendencies at home are fucking shite right now. So what are you expecting? It's not going to be 25, 30,000 at Hampden against Celtic.
Yeah.
What are you expecting? I mean, I want to go, but I've not been to a game since Santa Coloma in the Conference League, so
yeah,
I'm going to have to try my luck. It's going to be one hell of a weekend in Glasgow, I tell you.
I'm going to look forward to your messages.
Mate, I'm not going to be in any fucking state to message. I'm out the night before in Glasgow as well.
I know you know. I know.
I've got Local Boys Dictator at a sold out stereo, so hopefully getting them on for a chat before their gig at stereo. That's been, I've said to them about 3-4 times, need to get yous on. And then I had my, we call it hiatus from YouTube for a while, so got that, and no, we're not favourites against Celtic, but that's all right.
It's always you're always the underdogs. You always come out on top. So yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be fucking quiet about it if we win. I think I might end up single by the end of it.
Oh because shit! Yeah, I forgot.
If we beat Celtic, mate, I'm not going to be welcoming fucking Guruk after it because I'm not going to shut the fuck up.
But hold up. But what if Celtic wins? Is he ain't going to be welcome in Bathgate?
Alvin Pufferston. But I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not expected to win, so who gives a shit? Gives a fuck. What? He's beat us. Cool. Oh, fucking David Turnbull's worth. David Turnbull's paid more wages than the whole of the fucking Hibs squad. Fucking cool.
Right.
Fucking cool.
All right. Oh god. Yeah.
Right. Fucking round up, man. Just. You know what I said earlier? It's been a mad weekend for football. Scores have been mental.
Man. I know.
3-3s over the place. Liverpool winning 4-0. The funniest thing about that was Arteta tried to square up to Klopp.
I know.
Mate, what are you doing? Klopp's mauling you every day of the week.
You saw up with the Frank Lampard the season before. Mate, that.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. And then Liverpool scored.
Mate, Lampard's got something about him as well.
Yeah.
Lampard's fucking East End London, man. Arteta's not a chance. Klopp's killing him. Klopp is having him. To be fair, I'm going to give a fucking shout out to Arsenal. They've proper turned it round. And Ramsdale, what a signing. He's been incredible.
All the criticism that we all giving him is like, you know.
Do you want to know something? And Chris Wilder hit out him as well, which I thought was bang out of order. Oh, if you put their performances in for me, we wouldn't have been relegated. Mate, you couldn't fucking score.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you signed bums. You signed Ollie McBurney. You signed Ollie Burke.
And he signed
David McGoldrick.
Ryan Brewster.
Score. Ryan
24 million. Yeah.
Mate, this is a kid that was compared to Mason Greenwood a couple of years ago.
I know he's not.
You remember? Remember he was on loan at Leeds and done fuck all.
Yeah.
Been on Leeds and done fuck all. Because who did you have on loan before that and he was scoring goals?
You know, that's a good question actually.
In the champ, who was scoring goals for you? Wasn't Brewster.
No, Brewster was. Yeah, Brewster wasn't a bit of a.
Because Brewster done well. I remember Brewster doing well at Swansea the season.
Yeah, before. He did well at Swansea. Yeah,
Eddie and Nketiah done well for you. That's who it was. Don't ask me how I haven't remembered that.
Yeah, he's been linked back to us as well. Yeah,
but remember I said earlier, right? You just need a player to come off the bench. See when Bamford wasn't doing well, you would throw Nketiah on and Nketiah make a change. He's haven't got a Pablo Hernandez there. The absolute maestro he was, because he was some player at Valencia. It was Valencia.
Valencia, yeah.
Yeah, and went to Swansea, done well there and went to use. played till he was 36 and was still doing bits last season. Should just,
I know.
you know something? I was just be like, listen, just take that a week, sit on the bench, come and make an impact. I've said it continuously, you just need, I don't think you need many in January, I think you need 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And Bielsa will pick the right players because he doesn't sign players if they don't
fit his style. Yeah.
Then my head's just went for the rest of the results there. Give me a second. If my phone would stop. Do you know something? My phone must be listening to me because something just came up about Bielsa from CV coaches. Yeah. So City mauled Everton. I think Rafa's in serious trouble there.
He's in huge trouble now, Rafa. I think this is a lot bigger than expected now. And,
serious problem there. And he can't.
Yeah.
He can't blame it on no money because you want to know something? Everton have got a bloody good squad there.
Everton
have got a good squad there, right?
Just the injuries at the moment.
Injuries are killing them. Hold on, I'm going to check the actual lineup there. Because I don't think Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison are back yet.
No, they're still not back. They're the 2 players that have been missing,
Mate, here's the best thing. Cole Palmer started up front for City. I mean, Richarlison did start yesterday. But he can't be fit. He can't be back at it yet.
No, he only just come back from Brazil. He came back from Brazil quite late. Look, not late as late, but because he was on the same players as the other players from Liverpool, Manchester United. So, it was a bit of a...
Well, to be fair, Fred didn't play against Watford.
No.
So, I don't know if that's been jet lag, but you're still looking at that squad. Rondon at 34. Demarai, Gray went off injured, but still, you're bringing on a Iwobi. Tell you what, that was some bit of business for Arsenal last year. Somehow getting 20 odd million for a Iwobi.
I know.
Jesus, you look at that City squad, man. That's without Kevin De Bruyne. And he didn't come out of second gear.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've still not playing. Well, Jesus didn't start, so I'm guessing the Brazilian players must have got back late Thursday or something.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday at least. Yeah, they did. So,
I watched on you go.
It's interesting because, like I said, with the Everton situation, I think Rafa, I have to admit, I thought it was the right job for Rafa at that time, but I don't think it is now.
I actually think it's disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's disgusting he's managing there. It's all fucking wrong. It's like fucking Man United appointing Pellegrini.
Yeah.
Fucking Hibs appointing fucking Nielsen or fucking Levine. Mate, it's just all wrong. It's all wrong. You can't do that. As much as Rafa's a half-decent manager, right? A bit like Mourinho, I think his peak's long beyond him.
It's beyond him, yeah. I think you can see that you saw that tiring so much at Newcastle. I thought, mate, I know you want the club to take it over, you begin with money. But I think the way he was handling some situations, at Everton, especially with James as well. That was another question I thought.
That was horrible. That was horrible. He kicked him out of Madrid. No wonder he got sacked by Madrid after 18 games?
18 games, yeah.
Right. Zidane goes in, he wins 3 back-to-back Champions Leagues. That'll tell you something.
Yeah.
I mean, see the signings he's made there, they've been decent. I mean, Townsend, Demarai Gray, and who else did they buy?
I think they were all like 2 places that officially bought. There were not a lot going on as well. I think
Rondon.
Yeah.
Rondon was never bought to be a first-team player.
No, but he's always very impactful. Backup, but he can be impactful most of the time. But
yeah,
it's terrible for Everton at the moment. It really is. I feel like Rafa might be the next manager in the next couple of weeks if the results don't improve.
I think they've missed the boat on Eddie Howe.
Yeah, that is what I was going to come to.
The boat there because he's been appointed by Newcastle. Now, you've seen the change that made. You've already seen the change that's happened. They've appointed him during the international break, and he's had, went right in there, team bonding session. Now, I'm going to be honest, they shouldn't be going paintballing. Send them out in the piss. Send them to fucking Marbella for a week and go and get pissed together. That's what I would have done. I would listen, Let's all just fucking go over to
Fucking
Marbella.
go. We got the money now. Let's go over. Yeah.
Fuck it. Do you know what? Let's get money off the owners. We'll go to fucking Dubai or is it Dubai?
Saudi Arabia.
Let's go Saudi.
Yeah.
We'll go get pissed. In fact, you can't drink in Saudi.
You can underground.
But you know what I mean? Like paintballing.
Yeah. I know.
But something's clearly worked there, and obviously Graham Jones and what's his name?
Jason Tyndall. Yeah.
Obviously got the message over right there. And you got to look at new manager bounce as well. You got to look at Villa.
I know, Gerrard, man.
Cunt. But here's the thing, right? I want him to do well so McGinn does well. I think he'll improve McGinn. I think he'll improve McGinn. As if McGinn needs any improving. But it was weird. He took off Danny Ings and they went and won 2-0. You know, Watkins scored, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a bit of a smash and grab there, though, because Brighton were dominating the game, seemingly.
Yeah, they were. And I put Brighton to win that game, actually, this past weekend, you know, so...
But even, I don't know if you've seen the Leicester-Burnley game.
No, I did get a chance to. I knew Leicester was a bit...
That was a 3-0 gone on 5 or 6. If Chelsea really wanted to turn the screw, they could have. But they knew the job was done after 2-0. And, Brendan Rodgers has got a good squad there. He's, to me, he's underperforming. I'm going to be honest. I think he's underperforming with that squad.
Yeah. I think he was a bit rattled after that comment he got asked by the media on Friday. I think he was very rattled.
What did he get asked?
It was asked about the Manchester United job and about Ollie, and it was just like he was just so annoyed, a bit annoyed with that one. You can tell. I can tell from his.
See, the thing is, he's got a reputation as a snake now because of what he done to Celtic. Rightly or wrongly, decision. What he done to Celtic is going to stick with everyone. And you wouldn't be surprised if he ditched Leicester for United. You really wouldn't, because he's got form. And see, the thing is, right, see the story, one of the stories I've heard about him, and this is on podcast, so I don't need to hide who it is. I got it from under the cosh. I can't remember who was talking about, but he had see, he was at Liverpool, right? He got a fucking picture of himself in his own fucking office.
What?
Aye. Fuck knows what this was all about, man. Don't get me wrong, I've heard he's an unbelievable coach, technician and all that.
Yeah.
Can talk to people for days about football. But
personally,
I think he's an absolute ball bag. Like, see if he hadn't had the link with Liverpool, I think he'd be basically lined up in at United. I'm gonna be honest, I think he'd be lined up for United. But we had that problem in he went to Liverpool and Martinez went to Everton. See if one of them held off a year, they could have got the United job. You know what I mean? Sliding doors moment.
It is sliding doors. It really is. Yeah, it's sliding doors, actually, indeed.
But the 2-3-3s, Burnley, Palace, and Newcastle, Brentford. See on Sky Sports, it was like that going back to each game.
Back and forth, yeah.
It was so good. I was like, this is like the Premier League used to be. Proper old school.
Yeah.
And Tony came back to bite Newcastle on the backside.
I know, because I forgot he was at Newcastle years ago. I'm like, how did Newcastle not keep him and see the talent that he has?
Mate, him and Adam Armstrong were in the same youth team, I think. Adam Armstrong was at Southampton.
Yeah.
Talk about just a set of games. I mean, Vieira's doing really well at Palace. If you get a minute, watch them play football, man. They're a joy to watch.
I know. They
I
are.
I watched them against Arsenal, and I was like, "Yous are so unlucky."
He should have won a game because I think they had a chance to win that game. Yeah.
But just some cracking. I might just go back and watch Match of the Day tonight just to amuse myself with some of these games because skip over the United result. Yep,
fair enough. Then one thing I would say is Norwich getting the win against that was huge because I think I'm going to say I hate to say this.
Legend, mate.
I know he is. I know. I hate to say this, and I spoke to Curtis 2 weeks ago before
Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
spoke to him about this. And do you know what? I feel like Norwich has something to do because if they could get the best out of Todd Cantwell, which is
Mate,
now the
What was it? I didn't even notice he wasn't in the squad. And then I heard someone saying on Sky Sports, oh, he's been training with the Reserves. I'm like, this guy was linked with Man United 18 months ago.
yeah.
Like Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea and all that, they were all linked. And he's playing with, what are you doing? Puts him and Gilmore back in. Gilmore gets man of the match, which, if anyone watched him for Scotland over the last 6-7 games, he's been running games.
He has, actually. He
And
has.
Andrew Walker will love us talking about him because he absolutely loves the whole Scottish Performance Centre thing. But
He fucking adores him. He fucking
he
adores
adores
him,
him.
man.
And he doesn't adore anything that's to do with Rangers.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking baller. Absolute baller, man. Honestly.
I know. Yeah, no, that was a better performance.
It's so good to see. And then obviously another Scot scores the winner, Grant Hanley.
Yeah.
Che Adams scored as well for Southampton. So I think it was a day for Scott. I think that game was just a day for the Scottish.
It was, man. I have to admit, and you know what? I have a feeling if Norwich does this great escape and then finish above us, it's gonna be fucking like, yeah, it's biased on the ass.
Mate,
because they got.
I just look at that squad. I mean, he recalled Brandon Williams into the squad. Brandon Williams was on the bench under Fark.
Yeah.
Billy Gilmore gets back in. Todd Campbell gets back in. He plays Kenny McLean. I don't think it's rocket science to do well at Norwich.
No.
They've not got the greatest of squads.
But they can fight.
They've got some fight there. I mean, if they can get a couple of additions in January, they could go for it.
I think Norwich will keep Gilmore now because of that performance on Saturday. They got him for to the end of the season because there were questions about if he was going to go back to Chelsea.
Tuchel wasn't happy with the game time he was getting.
No, Tuchel was pissed off at Farke. I know because them two had a relationship at Dortmund, and I know he.
Is that's it, innit?
Yeah,
that's it. He'd fucking suit Leeds as well, Gilmore.
I know.
To be fair, probably. Mate, I said this to my dad the other night. I think he could go to Barcelona and play that Xavi role. Now, I know Andrew Walker will love that. But see watching him, man, Lampard wasn't wrong picking him ahead of the likes of Jorginho. You know what I mean? If Jorginho's going to go away from Chelsea in a year or two, Gilmore's there to just step in. But I don't know if he'll make the grade. At Chelsea, I think it's going to be one of those.
I think it will be. I think because of what
it's a potential Salah situation for me.
Yeah, it will be. Because you would be surprised if Barca came and swoop in for him right now. You wouldn't be surprised.
But the thing is, he'd be worth about 80 million right now. Chelsea would want 80, 90 million for him right now.
Yeah.
Which is madness when you think about it. But, moving on to Wolves, West Ham, Wolves haven't played bad all season.
No, it was a close game because this was a toss-up because it was hard to pick because both these teams were very good form.
Oh, West Ham have been brilliant this year, and you think.
Yeah. But Raul Jimenez, he's come back from his injury.
You're kind of happy, aren't you?
Yeah. And I'm going to watch his documentary on the BBC as well too because it's going to be interesting about his lean up to his injury a year ago against Arsenal. So I'm going to watch that. Yeah.
And the thing is, I remember saying to my dad, who unfortunately is down the stairs with COVID, which it's not great because usually I'm down the stairs having a banter and all that, and can't sort of. He sits on the couch and I sort of stand at the door.
Yeah, I know it's hard, isn't it?
It's a hard one. And even like we both said, like once he starts scoring, it's going to be unstoppable again. Because I remember he was linked with United. Again, I think he was linked with Chelsea and all that.
Yeah.
But no, it was some buzz to see him back in the squad there. And they're going a bit unnoticed.
They're under the radar, and I think that's what they like to do. They like to be under the radar, and it's like, okay, let's see, you know. And teams, the fans were like, what, how the hell have they done well, you know? So,
And I think, do you know also, I think they're a midfielder away for just going again.
they are one midfielder away, and that is I agree to that.
Because obviously, Moutinho's getting older, right? And I don't rate Dendoncker, man. I don't think he's the man. However, you have got Morgan Gibbs-White who's on loan at Sheffield United right now. And you wonder if, he comes back in and, sometimes that happens. People go out on loan, they come back in and it's just a straight slotting. But
yeah, I think it will work, actually.
They've got some good young players there as well, Wills. They have. They've got some really good young players,
Yeah.
And I sort of keep an eye on that. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that boy, that right back they swapped in the Jota deal.
Oh, Van Hove. Yeah.
Sort of half keep an eye on, because I always buy him on FIFA.
Yeah, that's one player I think Liverpool would miss right now in this situation. Thinking, well, just one or two players away, but he was a good, decent youngster for the youth squad. For what I've heard,
You've got Neco Williams in that there, so, and he scored for Wales in the international break. So,
yeah.
The thing is, you look at West Ham, you go, just one of those games for West Ham.
Yeah, it will be. It's one of those games.
They'll be fine. I think they'll still finish top 6. I still think they'll finish in European places this year. And it's good to see Moisey back in there, doing well, and just good to see a Scottish manager doing well again. Because you can imagine his stock was very, very low after United and Sunderland.
Yeah.
But just some, the weekend's just been absolutely mental.
Fucking mental indeed.
Even the results done. We've got to fucking address this about that Dundee United fan on fucking Ojo.
I will say that to my work colleagues today.
The fuck?
I know.
What the fuck is all that about? Pushing a fucking player. And
the worst thing is Stephen Glass throw him under the bus. I'm like, what are you doing? Do you not see the replay, the incident properly?
See Stephen Glass. I don't think he's going to last at Aberdeen. I think he's a plum.
Yeah,
he's a fucking plum, man. He was a good player. Don't get me wrong. Fucking tremendous player. But I think he's a plum as a manager. I think Scott Brown's going to end up with that job next season.
I would not be surprised, to be quite honest with you. Would not be surprised.
But no, they both went down 10 men before half time.
Yeah.
I don't know what the butcher's sending off was for. I'm going to guess a horrendous challenge.
Yeah.
It looks like it was a straight red. But no, Dundee, I tell you what, Dundee United are good to watch. I've watched them a couple of times. Proper good football. It's mad.
This surprised me a bit because we're now level points with them now.
Yeah. It's mad when you look at their squad and you go, Hibs have probably got a better squad. Aberdeen have probably got a better squad. And they've been class. They've been class to watch. Even when we played them in the cup, I think we beat them 3-1 or something, or 3-2. They're good, man. They're a really good team. But did Dundee not play this weekend?
No, I think because I had one of the teams that was playing in the League Cup this past weekend.
That works out.
Yeah, that's why they didn't play this weekend.
And I got a sort of half report from PC about the Motherwell game, the Livy St Johnston.
Yeah, Livy St Johnston game. Yeah.
No, Livy St Mirren. Livingston were shite, but got a last minute winner and caused absolute scenes. Nicky Devlin, captain. They're starting to grind it out, Livingston again. They're starting to grind it out.
Yeah, they are actually.
Be interesting to see what happens in January though. With a couple of the players at St Mirren, because if you remember the last day of the transfer window with Dre Wright and Scott Allen's possibly going to St Mirren and us getting Jamie McGrath. You got to wonder where's that going to go moving forward, because I think the deal might still happen.
Yeah, I might ask my friend Russell next weekend because he's a St Mirren fan. He's from that part of the neck of the woods. So I will ask him. Yeah. So I'll ask him about that situation. What if they do?
No, because I do wonder, because it was all set up and then it fell apart, and rightly or wrongly to keep it on the SPL roundup. That's why Graham Matthew ended up losing his job at Hibs, and got to welcome Steve Keane to the club again. He's got the academy job, which a lot of Hibs fans have got a lot of bad words to say about. I don't understand. I suggest people go and do their research on what job he done at Blackburn, and brought through the likes of Phil Jones. You remember Martin and Marcus Olsen?
Yeah, I do.
Brought them through Blackburn. Also took Blackburn through a very, very sticky situation when Sam Allardyce was in charge. So looks like it's, as much as it's all change at Hibs, minus the manager, upstairs everything's changed. Ben Kensel came from Norwich. I think it's 2 years now. I think it might be 2 years in charge. 2 years in charge for Jack Ross has just passed, and we're nearly at 2 years with Ron Gordon in charge of the club, which is madness. An absolute madness. The funny thing is, don't know if you've seen it, Charlie and Strong Opinion Hibs, they actually interviewed Ron last week.
Wow, that was...
I'll put the links to that in the description once we're done and we get all this edited, sent over, and because this was a bit of a fuck up today.
Yeah, listen, we have teething problems, even though it's your first time recording on this, but we'll get there. So don't worry about it. Yeah. Even though I thought to myself, I did a bit of crackling noise, but it did get through, but we'll get through it fine. It takes time. Yeah.
And a shout out to fucking Restream. This has been easy as anything tonight. Not like it'd been previously with our previous streaming company we were using that continually just didn't like me and kicked me out of all my podcasts all the time. Obviously, just me and Karl tonight. I thought it'd be good, just me and Karl tonight, because one, we've barely spoken the last couple of months because I've been hiding under a rock somewhere.
And I've been dealing with my crisis at work, and that's been resolved away. And and recently I've just been diagnosed with an eye condition as well. So you know what, it was probably the right time to just get it over done with. So
So Karl, thanks again, and thanks for being patient with me the last couple of months. It's been rock and roll. To say there's been
I'm always patient. I'm always a patient person. And my mum's put that into me from a young child.
Can I just ask, how was your trip down to Huds the other week?
It was a good trip back home. Just recently as well, actually. I went back home quietly and had a good time, relaxing. Over there I was working. It's been a good trip back and forth. Even though the petrol's cost me a lot and I'm trying to change the car.
I was speaking to guy in my local newsagents, Ali. Right, even I've noticed it's went from 134 to 150. I'm like, what the fuck? Mate, I don't drive, but I'm still looking at going, what the fuck?
Yeah, so at the current moment, I am trying to see if I can get...
You've got a lovely Jaguar there.
I know. But there is some points, sometimes you have to break that mode. You have to is this really time for this?
Are you thinking it might be time to part ways with the lovely car?
It probably will be. It depends if I can get closer to my early settlement value, which I can notice it is. If I get close to it, there's a chance I'll pay it off. So I'm trying to see my workplace can get an electric car scheme where I can just pay for my salary. So that would be the next step.
Are you thinking of getting a wee Tesla?
No, it's too expensive. But I've been looking at the new Volkswagen cars.
Nice.
So I am seeing what happens with this one. So I'm going to hopefully get in touch with my HR and see if they can try to incorporate something, because we need to increase our benefits there. So I am because like I said, we got a very good pension scheme. We have a very good other stuff like that, private medical health insurance. we just need a car scheme. That's all the thing I'm really trying to do. So me and my colleagues are really trying to come up with at the next town hall. So we are trying to push for that. If we can do, there's a chance I will be getting a better deal. So that is what I'm trying to look at the moment. Yes.
And staying on fucking jobs. Well done to my Mrs. Karl getting a new job. She's finally leaving.
Good.
But nah, it's just, you know what it's like looking for a new job and all that. So a fucking big well done to her, because she deserves it. Big style, and from what she's told me, it's looking good for her. Just need to get everything sorted with it first. You know what it's like changing over jobs. It's like
Be through it myself. Yeah,
not too
it
long
takes
ago.
time. Yeah, not too long. It takes time, but I think I'm in that. I'm not over the honeymoon period now. I'm now settled in, so
Yeah,
it takes time.
probably a bit like myself at Dobby's, got over that sort of honeymoon time. It's time to get stuck in and have a bit of. I would say I'm having fun, but it's. I always said my last job was really stressful. This job, I can leave it. I don't not give a shit.
Yeah.
Not a bad company to work for. Nice to just leave
Oh, yeah.
everything at the door and just think, right, got a lovely. You know something, right? This sounds daft. I got a lovely walk to the bus stop. Right, just straight down a main road, right, and
Yeah.
literally work just leaves you. Stick the headphones on, get a bit of Spotify going, sorted.
I was doing the same
So
thing. I was doing the same thing in the office today. I was just having headphones on. I just got with my work. It's all I needed to do. Sometimes you just need that moment. About right. You know what you need to do. Yeah.
But to finish off, Karl, thank you very much for joining me. We'll get something sorted for next week, and hopefully we can get a couple of our old regulars back on.
Yeah.
I'll get a fire message to Sean. Oh, and a fucking well done to PC for getting a new job at Lloyd's.
Bloody hell, that is huge.
Finally left HSBC, and finally left. Oh fuck! What was his fucking agency called? Fuck, who cares?
Book of Worlds, yeah.
I took part of the tenants factor the day before he started up his new job. And what a day that was. Unpasteurised beer, 7 days brewed.
Mm-hmm.
It was like drinking holy water. So, Karl, where can everyone else find you? Because I know you've got other podcasts.
Yeah, you could find me at Karl Leaving 92's You Show. You can find me us as well at our other podcasts at the Totally Leaving Hall Football Podcast on LH Football Pod, as well as Twitter and a few other social media platforms. And also, you can find me on Statman Stubbs as well every Tuesday at 9 o'clock with a review on the Premier League every Tuesday night at 9 p.m.
And what I'll do, I'll leave all the details in the description so they can find you, Karl.
Perfect.
And we'll be back next week. I'll have this out for Tuesday morning, because it's going to need a quick shuffle about, edit, boom, up. But I'll have this out Tuesday morning for 9 o'clock. Get all set up, and we will see you next week. Thanks very much. Cheers, Karl.